Welcome back to Mark's Garage, where today we're going to take that out for a ride. That's the 2026 Triumph Scrambler 400XC, where I can give you an opinion of how it rides, how it runs compared to the previous model that I owned, which was the 400X. The differences between the 400X and this 400XC are both cosmetic and functional. So on the cosmetic side, mostly paint and graphics. I think you could argue probably the fly screen on the XC, that's more cosmetic, and maybe the two fender system on the front is cosmetic. But on the functional side, there's quite a bit of difference. So on this XC, we've got lower engine bars. I did add the upper engine bars, so that adds a little bit of weight. I think the big thing that we're going to find out probably is going to relate to the wheels, because on this XC, this has cross-spoked tubeless tires. So what that means is you have a steel rim, you've got spokes, and when you compare the weight of the cast wheel that was on the 400X, this is a little bit heavier. So could there be just a little bit of steering feel, cornering feel, because of the change of the weight of the tire? We're going to try to determine that when we go out. This has the aluminum sump guard, and it's got adjustable levers. So the overall weight difference between the X and this XC is about 15 pounds. Now, I think the biggest difference we're probably going to experience when we get out there is the fact that this bike has a 15-tooth front sprocket installed. The dealer did that. It normally comes with a 14, but this has the 15 tooth. And so we're going to have about a 7% advantage with speed through all the gears. So I think that might be a factor too. But we're going to go out and ride it, and I'll tell you what I think. All right, it's time to give you our impressions here of going out for a ride on this right here, the Scrambler 400XC, and we're going to compare it to the previous bike that I had. So let's get this garage door closed, get our gloves on. It's not too bad of a day here in Wisconsin, in the 60s, low 60s today. Sun is out. All right, let's get this other camera turned on as well. All right, ignition on. This has got the 400 series TR engine. There we go. Give it just a little bit to warm up. Throw the oil around. One thing that's great, just even rolling this out of the garage, the lightweight nature, just the ability to go back and forth, lightweight, super confidence, same as the 400X that I had. So looking down at the driver information center and all the gauges, the gauge cluster, the main difference is I've got a fly screen, where previously I did not have a fly screen. So it's kind of nice. It provides a little bit of a shadow, so we'll take that. All right. Hopefully the microphone is working good and it's picking up all the conversations here we'll try to leave with you. Yeah, this bike just shifts so well. Just a very positive shifting transmission. I would say right out of the get-go here is that with that extra sprocket, the extra tooth on that sprocket, it is nice to have just that little extra speed in every gear. As turning and turn in, I know these wheels are slightly heavier than the cast wheels, but there's very little difference I could tell there in that turn. Okay, here's fifth gear, 4,000 RPM, 45 miles an hour. To adjust my camera there. Yeah, I don't notice any difference in steering geometry or turning. The weight of these wheels is just slightly more than the cast, so I can't really discern it. If I was going super fast around corners, maybe, but let's take a little left-hander here. No, I mean, this thing turns right on the line that you want. Accelerates great up the hill. Super feel. So I guess as we're talking about differences between the X and the XC, for me, I like the looks of this. I like the color of it. I like the extra items that come with it. It just kind of rounds it out. I'm not doing a whole lot of off-road. A little bit over at Road America, gravel, grass. So it's good having the spoked wheels for that, but it's just, you know, I liked the X that I had. I like the color of that, but I like this one just a little bit more. It just brings a little more gusto to the overall look of the 400 Scrambler. Okay, let's do this. Let's head out to Highway 67. The car wasn't going to be stopping, so anyway, let's get out to the highway and we will run it up to 55 or 60 miles an hour. This is a really bumpy road through the winter. It expanded and contracted and there's just bump after bump. One of the nice things about this bike, not a problem going down there. You're not rattling your teeth out. All right. There's third. There's fourth. Fifth. Sixth. And sixth gear. 55 miles an hour. Looks like around 42, 4,300 RPM. Yeah, that additional sprocket tooth helps. Just really corners great. Cars are running over at Road America today. It's spring vintage weekend at the racetrack, so try to get over there, check that out. Okay, we'll take these twisties just a little bit faster on the way out. Really holds the line well. Well, my initial impressions are pretty darn positive. Alright, my initial impressions of this bike are really good. It rides very similarly to the 400X. I think the 400XC, again, just brings a little bit different look, a little bit more protection, some more adjustability, and really like this engine a lot. So glad I've got the XC. We're going to head it back to the house. Call it a wrap. Thanks for coming along. Really appreciate it.